Lance Corporal Thomas Chen crouched in frozen rubble 800 meters from German positions. His M1 Garand rifle should not work. The trigger housing contained a watch mainspring from an Omega Seamaster, ball bearings salvaged from a destroyed Sherman tank, dental floss from the medical tent, a compass needle repurposed as connector. Army armorers would call it mechanically unsafe, structurally unsound, ballistically impossible. Chen had fired it 1,847 times in 43 days. 0 malfunctions, 312 Germans killed. Through his homemade scope, Chen watched a Wehrmacht officer study American positions. Intelligence confirmed the officer was planning tomorrow's assault. If he lived tonight, 400 Americans would die at dawn. The problem was distance, 823 meters. Beyond the Garand's effective range, the problem was wind. 15-mile-per-hour crosswind gusting through shattered trees. The problem was light. Pre-dawn darkness, no moon. The problem was cold, -12 degrees. Metal contracted, oil thickened, fingers numbed. Chen had 47 seconds. His father's voice echoed across 11 years and 6,000 miles. Perfect tool plus imperfect user equals failure. Imperfect tool plus perfect user equals success. Chen's heartbeat settled to 61 beats per minute. His finger touched the trigger that should not exist. What happened next would make military engineers question everything. And it started at age 8, setting watch balance wheels to tolerances measured in thousandths of millimeters. Thomas Chen was 8 when his father placed a broken Bulova watch in his hands and said 2 words: "Fix it." The balance wheel hairspring had snapped. Without it, time had stopped. Tommy's hands were small but steady. His father had trained steadiness like others trained reading. Hold your breath, control your heartbeat, move between pulses. He worked for 4 hours. At hour 4:17, the watch ticked. Time resumed. His father nodded once, handed him another broken watch. Fix it. That was Tommy's childhood. 10 years of broken watches. 10 years learning that anything broken could be fixed if you understood how it worked. By age 10, Tommy could disassemble pocket watches in 3 hours. By 12, he could adjust hairsprings blindfolded. By 14, he could regulate chronometers to 1 second per day. By 16, he worked on Swiss complications, perpetual calendars, minute repeaters, tourbillons. His father's teaching was brutal in its simplicity. No praise, only correction, only the next harder task. A watch has 300 parts. 1 wrong. Entire watch fails. Your hands must be perfect. By age 17, Tommy had developed skills that seemed supernatural. He could disassemble a watch movement blindfolded in 42 minutes. Party trick at his cousin's wedding. He could measure by touch. Hand him a gear, he could tell you tooth count, pitch diameter, wear patterns. His fingertips were calipers, accurate to 1/100th of a millimeter. He could tell time without a watch. His brain counted unconsciously. He would answer within 30 seconds of actual time. His pulse never exceeded 62 beats per minute, even when robbed at knife point. The robber held a blade to Tommy's throat. Tommy's pulse stayed at 61. Hands did not shake. He gave the robber $87 calmly. His father noticed. That night poured 2 glasses of whiskey. First time offering him alcohol. You have watchmaker hands. Hands that do not shake when blade at throat. This is training. Body obeys mind. Mind obeys discipline. Tommy did not understand. He thought his father taught him a trade. He did not know his father taught him how to survive war. 3 months later, the letter arrived. The Selective Service letter arrived in a thin envelope. Greetings. You are hereby ordered for induction into the Armed Forces of the United States. His mother cried. His father said nothing for 3 hours. Then at dinner he spoke. You go. You serve. You survive. You come back. You take over shop. His father brought out his Omega Seamaster. Personal watch. Worn daily for 20 years. You take this. When you doubt yourself, look at watch. Remember, time continues. Precision endures. You survive. Tommy strapped it to his wrist. I will come back. Boot camp was designed to break recruits. Tommy adapted faster than others. His body was weak, 138 pounds, could barely do 10 push-ups, but his mind was disciplined. 12 years sitting motionless repairing watches taught him discomfort was temporary. Pain was information. Rifle qualification arrived week 8. The M1 Garand. Tommy had never fired a rifle. The drill instructor was Sergeant Morrison, 32, already saw action in North Africa. Chen. You ever fire a rifle? No, sir. Well, today you learn. Questions. Sir, may I examine the rifle? Morrison paused. This skinny Chinese kid wanted to examine it. Tommy was already inspecting the trigger assembly. His watchmaker hands felt the mechanism. Sir, this trigger has approximately 5.5 pounds pull weight. The sear engagement surface is rough machined. The trigger breaks at inconsistent points. Approximately 0.08 seconds delay. The hammer spring tension is uneven. Factory tolerance slop. Morrison stared. How do you know that I can feel it, sir? Same way I feel watch escapement errors. Metal speaks if you listen. Get on the firing line, Chen. 2 hours later, Morrison read the scores. Chen Thomas, lane 7, 248, expert qualification, 2 points from perfect score. How did you do that? So shooting is precision mechanics applied to ballistics. I have trained precision mechanics since age 8. The rifle is tool. Tools obey proper technique. Morrison shook his head. You are not going to regular infantry, Chen. You are going to sniper school. We need shooters, and you are a shooter. Tommy stepped off the truck into cold that bit through every layer. -5 degrees. Snow covered everything. The forest was skeletal. Shattered trees, frozen mud, the smell of cordite and death. Welcome to the meat grinder, someone said. Tommy was assigned to 2nd Battalion 28th Infantry Division, designated marksman. Equipment was M1 Garand with unertl 8x scope and 240 rounds. The rifle was beautiful. The unertl scope was precision instrument. Military procurement cost was $420. Tommy inspected it immediately. Everything was within specification. Military tolerance, good enough for government work, but good enough was not perfect. The first week taught Tommy 3 truths about Hurtgen. Truth 1, the environment destroyed everything. Day 3, his scope fogged internally. By day 6, half blind. Vision through moisture and distortion. Every soldier had equipment problems. Rifle bolts froze, magazines corroded, optics failed, the cold ate metal and hope. Truth 2, the enemy was exceptional. German snipers were professionals. Some had fought since Poland in 1939, 5 years of experience. Their rifles were Mauser K98K. Their scopes were Zeiss. German optical engineering, the best in the world. They did not fog, did not fail. First week, 2nd Battalion lost 7 soldiers to snipers. The enemy never seen. Truth 3, standard doctrine was failing. Army answer was issue more scoped rifles, increase patrols, call artillery. Nothing worked. By December 10th, 2nd Battalion had 19 killed by snipers. 3 weeks, 19 dead. Tommy understood. This was an equipment reliability problem. American equipment broke in German winter, and broken equipment killed Americans. Morning patrol. Routine. 10 soldiers moving through frozen forest. Tommy was overwatch, positioned in destroyed pillbox. The German sniper fired from 650 meters. Tommy saw the muzzle flash, saw Sergeant Kowalski drop. Headshot, 24 years old, married, 2 daughters, always talked about teaching his girls to fish. Now Kowalski was meat freezing in German snow. The German fired again. Corporal Rivera fell, chest shot, screaming, calling for medic, taking 6 minutes to die. Rivera was from California. He and Tommy talked sometimes, shared memories of home. Tommy tried to return fire. His scope was too fogged. His shot went wide. The German disappeared. Tommy sat with Kowalski's body, studied the wound. 650 meters, beyond American effective range, well within range for skilled enemy with working equipment. That night in his foxhole, alone with notebook and rifle and rage, perfect tool plus imperfect user equals failure. Imperfect tool plus perfect user equals success. Cannot find part. Make it. Cannot make it. Improvise. Tommy began. Disassembled his trigger group completely. Found what he expected. Sear engagement surface rough. Machine marks visible. These marks caused gritty trigger pull. Military standard said this was acceptable. Tommy's standard was different. Watchmaker standard. 0 tolerance for acceptable when perfect was possible. He needed tools. Had pocket knife. Had bootlace. Had cleaning rod. He needed time. Had all night. Kowalski was dead. Rivera was dead. More would die if Tommy did not act. Tommy worked every night by candlelight. First modification. Trigger sear surface. Method: pocket knife blade as scraper, bootlace coated with rifle oil as polishing strap. 6 hours of careful material removal. Stop when surface reflected candlelight like glass. Result: sear engagement smooth. Creep eliminated. Second modification: hammer spring tension. Problem: no replacement springs available. Supply chain minimum 8 weeks. Tommy searched for springs, found destroyed Sherman tank. Too heavy. Searched aid station. Too light. Then remembered. His wrist. His father's watch. Tommy removed his watch at midnight. 20 years of daily wear. Given as protection. As reminder. He opened the case. Removed the movement. Extracted the mainspring. The spring was precisely calibrated. Perfect metallurgy. Perfect for trigger application. After 4 hours achieved target tension. 18 pounds force. 10 pounds lighter than military standard. His father's watch would never work again. But Tommy did not need to know time. He needed to make time stop. For 650 meters. For the space between trigger press and bullet impact. Third modification. Trigger connector. Medical supplies provided dental floss. High tensile strength synthetic fiber. Created zero slop connection. Fourth modification. Trigger pin bushings. Returned to Sherman wreckage. Found ball bearings. 4.5 millimeter diameter. Hardened steel. Perfect for trigger pins. December 21st. 0300 hours. Completion. Tommy reassembled his trigger group. Tested trigger pull. Estimated 2.2 pounds. Half the original. Glass smooth. Zero creep. This was not military specification. This was better. Watchmaker specification applied to weapons. But trigger was only half the problem. His scope was dying. By December 25th, it would be useless. Tommy made second decision. Build new scope. From salvage. From whatever the battlefield provided. Tommy needed quality lenses. He searched systematically. First find. Destroyed Sherman tank. Periscope assembly. Objective lens survived. 50 millimeter diameter. Military grade. Second find. Wrecked German half-track. Zeiss binoculars. One barrel intact. He extracted ocular lens. 28 millimeter diameter. German glass. Better quality than American. Third find. His broken watch. Sapphire crystal. High clarity. Fourth find. Supply depot. Brass tubing from radio antenna. 38 millimeter internal diameter. Additional materials. Rubber gaskets from vehicle maintenance. Solder from signal core. Electrical tape. Candle wax. Everything existed somewhere. Just had to find it. Tommy worked 18 hours straight. No food. No sleep. Step 1. Tube preparation. Cut brass tubing to 280 millimeters. Filed to precise 38 millimeters. Polished interior to mirror finish. Step 2. Lens spacing calculation. Formula for fixed 6 power scope. Objective focal length 150 millimeters. Ocular focal length 25 millimeters. Step 3. Lens mounting. Rubber gaskets compressed between lens and tube. Allowed micro adjustments. Watchmaker solution. Step 4. Reticle creation. Dental floss. 2 strands. Mounted perpendicular. Intersection point became aiming point. Why dental floss worked. High tensile strength. Uniform thickness. Black color. Waterproof. Step 5. Waterproofing. Multiple rubber gasket layers. Electrical tape wrapped around exterior. Then melted wax over joints. Step 6. Testing. Optical clarity. Looked at distant tree line 800 meters away. Image sharp. Not as good as factory uneartel, but functional. Good enough to kill. Waterproofing. Submerged in water bucket 30 minutes. Zero fogging. Better than uneartel. Durability. Mounted. Dry fired 50 times. Zero shift. Cost. $0. Build time 19 hours. Army procurement time for replacement. 8 to 12 weeks. Captain Morrison observed. Chen. What the hell is that on your rifle scope, sir? Built it. Built it. From what tank periscope lens? German binoculars, brass tubing, watch parts, dental floss, sir. Morrison examined it. Looked like something a child made. Brass tube wrapped in tape. Crude mounting. But the lenses were clean. The construction was solid. That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. Yes, sir. Does it work? Yes, sir. Prove it. Tommy fired at 100-meter target. Adjusted. Fired 3 more rounds. Single ragged hole. Half-inch group. Morrison stared. Jesus Christ, Chen. 300-meter test. 5 shots. All hits. 4-inch group. Chen, you are now permanent counter-sniper. Your job is hunt German snipers. Kill them before they kill my men. Your method is however you see fit. Questions? No, sir. What Tommy did not know, the Wehrmacht had noticed, had made decision. Send Oberfeldwebel Heinrich Becker, 147 confirmed kills, 12 years experience, specialist in counter-sniper operations. Becker was already in the area, already studying American patterns. Tommy's first kill with the modified rifle came at dawn. Intelligence reported German sniper. 6 Americans killed in 4 days. Tommy positioned at 0530 hours. Through his homemade scope, he observed German movement for 3 hours. The Germans moved carefully. Every 30 minutes, one soldier stopped, scanned, signaled all clear. That soldier was the sniper. 0847 hours. The sniper stopped, raised binoculars. Distance, 627 meters. Tommy estimated by terrain association. By years of measuring tiny objects. Wind, 8 miles per hour. Compensation needed, 14 inches. 6 seconds of calculation. Tommy's watchmaker brain processed variables simultaneously. He fired. Through scope, Tommy watched the target drop instantly. American patrol confirmed. German soldier, dead. Mauser beside him. Logbook. 23 confirmed kills recorded. Tommy felt nothing. Just immediate tactical question. Where is the next threat? This became his pattern. Hunt, kill, move. No emotion. Just precision applied to survival. Tommy conducted 47 counter-sniper operations. Killed 31 enemy soldiers. 17 were confirmed snipers. His rifle performed perfectly. 0 malfunctions. Equipment built from garbage outperformed equipment built by contractors. But success created consequences. Army Command noticed. Tommy was promoted to corporal, received Bronze Star, was featured in Stars and Stripes. The article called him the watchmaker who became the Army's deadliest shot. The article was a mistake. Wehrmacht intelligence read Stars and Stripes. They learned about the American sniper, about his modified rifle, about his effectiveness. Heinrich Becker arrived March 8th. His orders had no timeline. Kill the American sniper. Take as long as necessary. Tommy positioned on Hill 305. Standard operation, 0651 hours. A bullet struck rock 3 inches from his head. Rock fragments hit his face. Drew blood. Tommy dropped to cover instantly. Someone had shot at him. Someone who anticipated his position. Someone who set up where Tommy was not watching. Professional work. This was specialist. This was Becker. For the first time, Tommy felt something other than mechanical calm. Cold recognition that someone else was as skilled as him. Perhaps more skilled. The advantage had disappeared. Now survival depended on who made first mistake. Tommy and Becker both operated in same sector. Neither could locate the other. Tommy tried deception, set obvious positions, actually hid elsewhere watching. Becker did not take bait. Becker was predicting Tommy's movements, staying ahead of his decisions. Tommy changed strategy, stopped using static positions, moved constantly, became unpredictable. Tommy created elaborate deception, built fake sniper position, helmet on stick, rifle barrel made from painted wood. His real position was 250 meters away. Terrible location, but perfect view of fake position. He waited 5 hours 20 minutes, muscles cramping. 1347 hours. Movement, 712 meters from fake position. Soldier moving carefully, carrying Mauser with scope. Professional fieldcraft, target identified. Enemy sniper, likely Becker. Tommy's position was terrible for this shot. Distance 712 meters. Awkward angle. Wind swirling. Decision point. Shoot now with difficult conditions, or wait for opportunity that might never come. Tommy chose to shoot. His breathing slowed. Heartbeat dropped to 64 beats per minute. Dental floss crosshairs centered on target. He fired. Through scope, he watched target drop. American patrol moved in 90 minutes later. Found Wehrmacht soldier. Dead. Mauser with Zeiss scope. Notebook. 147 confirmed kills listed. Last entry, March 26th. American sniper uses new technique. Unpredictable. Name, Oberfeldwebel Heinrich Becker. Tommy sat with the body. 10 minutes alone with the man who tried to kill him. Professional. Patient. Doing his job. Becker's photograph fell from pocket. Wife. 2 daughters. Maybe 6 and 8 years old. Smiling. Tommy picked up the photograph. These girls would never see their father again. Because Tommy was better at calculations. Better at mathematics. He felt nothing about winning. He felt terrible that winning was necessary. He placed photograph back. So, body could be identified. Small mercy. Killing Becker made Tommy's reputation, made him target, made him legend. Wehrmacht changed tactics, sent snipers in pairs, issued standing orders. Avoid American sniper if identified. But Tommy adapted faster, learned to kill both before either reacted. 89 operations, 241 confirmed kills total, 18 were snipers, but cost accumulated. Physical cost. Tommy lost 27 pounds, weighed 111 pounds. His shoulder was massive bruise, his hands developed tremor, barely visible. But Tommy noticed. Psychological cost. Insomnia. 3 to 4 hours sleep. Nightmares. Dreams of watch repair, but watches filled with blood. Hypervigilance. Could not relax. Every sound was threat. Emotional numbness. Stopped writing home. His world narrowed to rifle and scope and targets. Medical officer noted symptoms. Combat fatigue. Recommended rest. Tommy refused. His rifle kept working. But Tommy was breaking. Corporal Chen, you show classic combat fatigue, insomnia, hypervigilance, weight loss, hand tremors. You need rest, so enemy snipers do not rest. Request to continue. Your hands shake, Chen. Watchmaker with shaking hands. How long before that affects shooting? Tommy had no answer. The tremor was slight, 2 millimeters. But at 800 meters, 2 millimeters became 15-inch shift. You have done enough. 241 confirmed kills. You saved countless lives, but you cannot win the war alone. Request denied, sir. I will continue. Long-range patrol. 20 kilometers into German territory. 4 soldiers. 20 hours. Ambush. German squad. 20-plus soldiers. Pointman died instantly. Radio operator hit in leg. Security man hit in shoulder. Tommy was pinned, surrounded, outnumbered 5 to 1. Medevac 20 minutes. The wounded would bleed out in 15. Decision. Provide covering fire. His brothers would not die while he lived. For 18 minutes, Tommy fought, fired 127 rounds, changed position 9 times, killed 14 Germans confirmed. His M1 never malfunctioned. But cost was brutal. His shoulder became raw meat. 127 shots in 18 minutes. His ears screamed permanent damage. Tinnitus started that day. Never stopped. His hands shook violently after. The tremor that had been slight became pronounced. 2 millimeters became 5 millimeters. Medical officer recommended immediate relief. Tommy refused, but something broke inside. His body would no longer obey completely. The perfect watchmaker hands were no longer perfect. Full circle. Back to the opening. Intelligence reported Wehrmacht officer planning counterattack. His death would save American lives. Tommy deployed at 0300 hours. Solo. Just him and rifle and darkness. 0347 hours. Target appeared. Wehrmacht officer studying American positions. Distance. 823 meters. Longest shot Tommy ever attempted. But his rifle was not reasonable. Built from watch parts and tank lenses and dental floss. Built to do impossible things. The problem was Tommy. His hands were shaking. 5 millimeter movement at 823 meters that meant missing by 15 inches. Unacceptable. Tommy used every technique. Controlled breathing, muscle isolation, timing the shake, shooting between tremors. 0349 hours 17 seconds. The moment arrived. His hands steadied briefly. Window measured in fractions of seconds. He fired. Bullet flight time 0.8 seconds. Forever and instant. The officer dropped. Hit confirmed. Mission success. Hundreds of lives preserved. German mortar barrage. They had triangulated his position. Tommy began extracting. But mortars were faster. 0353 hours 40 seconds. Mortar round landed 8 meters away. Shrapnel struck his left leg. Multiple fragments. Hot metal tearing through muscle. Shrapnel struck his left hand. 2 fingers partially severed. Index and middle. The fingers that held tweezers. That set balance wheels. Shrapnel struck his rifle. Scope destroyed. Receiver cracked. The rifle that should not work would never work again. Tommy fell. Managed to key radio. Called Medevac. Tried to stay conscious. Medevac arrived 14 minutes later. 3 surgeries saved his hand. Reattached fingers. Saved 60% grip strength. But fine motor control was gone. Could not repair watches. Watchmaker career ended. Sniper career ended. Final statistics. 7 months operational time. 312 confirmed kills. 36 enemy snipers eliminated. Longest confirmed shot 823 meters. Awards received. Silver Star, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, Combat Infantryman Badge. Medical discharge September 1945. Age 20. Weight 108 pounds. Hearing damaged. Hand crippled, but alive. Tommy returned home. His father met him at door, saw his son's hand, said nothing, embraced him. That evening his father brought him to workshop, placed broken watch on bench. Fix it. Tommy tried. Right hand steady enough, left hand useless. He could not do it. First time in 12 years. Tommy Chen could not repair a watch. He wept. From loss. From understanding that part of himself was gone forever. His father held him. Let him cry. Then spoke quietly. You are not your hands. You are your mind. Your hands made you watchmaker.
Your mind made you survive. You will find new way. Tommy tried reintegrating. Failed repeatedly. Attempted father's shop. Failed. Could not do precision work. Quit after 2 weeks. Tried college. San Francisco State. Lasted 3 weeks. Could not focus. Dropped out. Isolated himself. 6 months. Barely left apartment. Drank heavily. Rock bottom. March 15th, 1946. Tommy held his modified Garand. Considered ending it. But he could not. Instead, he disassembled it completely. Parts on workbench. And walked away. Tommy received letter from Private James Henderson, Army soldier from 2nd Battalion. The radio operator Tommy saved July 18th. Corporal Chen, you saved my life. Radio operator. July 18th ambush. You provided covering fire. 18 minutes. 127 rounds. I counted every one while bleeding. I got married last month. Dorothy. Girl from high school. She's pregnant. Baby due August. Going to name her Michelle.
If you hadn't done what you did, I'd be dead in German forest. No wedding, no Dorothy, no Michelle, no future. You ask what your service meant. It meant I lived, means my daughter will exist. That is what it meant. Thank you. Prophet James Henderson, 2nd Battalion, 28th Infantry Division. Photo enclosed. Henderson in dress uniform, arm around smiling woman. Tommy's realization. I killed 312 people, but I saved Henderson. I saved his daughter's existence. One life created worth more than 312 ended, I do not know. But it is something. Tommy could not be watchmaker, could not be sniper. But he understood precision. He understood tools. New career, gunsmith. 1946 through 51. Apprenticed under Master Gunsmith Oakland. 1951. Opened Chen's Precision Firearms. San Francisco. Specialty. Custom trigger work. Watchmaker knowledge applied to firearms. Reputation built. Best trigger work on West Coast. Police departments. Competitive shooters. Military units. Tommy started teaching precision shooting courses. His philosophy. Shooting is not talent, it is precision. Anyone can learn precision. Students, law enforcement, military, competitive shooters, hunters. His method. Watchmaker principles applied to marksmanship, attention to detail, equipment mastery, mental discipline. Over decades, thousands of students. Some became SWAT snipers, some became military snipers, some became Olympic competitors. Tommy attended annual World War II commemoration. Age 62, married, 2 children. PTSD managed through therapy. Still had nightmares, but functional. At ceremony stood near tomb of the unknown soldier. Thousands of veterans gathered. Old men now. A German man approached. Age approximately 70. You are soldier? Yes. Army. 44 to 45. I also soldier. Wehrmacht. Tommy's immediate reaction. Defensive posture. PTSD trigger. Man noticed. Raised hands peacefully. I mean no harm. I saw your face. You have look. Same look I have. Look of man who saw too much. The man, Klaus Becker, brother of Heinrich Becker. My brother was Heinrich Becker. Oberfeldwebel. Sniper. 147 confirmed. He died March 27th. Klaus looked at Tommy carefully. You know because you killed him. Long silence. Yes. Klaus's reaction. Calm. I thought so. Your eyes. Sniper eyes. My brother wrote letter before death. Said, American sniper, very skilled. Used strange rifle. That was you. Yes. Klaus pulled out photograph. Same photograph Tommy saw in March 1945. Heinrich's wife and daughters. My nieces. They are 45 and 47 now. Both teachers. They hate war. I am sorry. Why sorry, you soldier? He soldier. War made you fight. You did not choose enemy. Leaders choose war. Soldiers fight war. Both of us lose. I do not forgive you. Not my place. But I do not hate you. You killed my brother doing your job. He tried kill you doing his job. You were both tools. Question is, what do tools become when war ends? Tommy crying. I do not know. I killed 312 people. I saved some Americans. I do not know if balance is good or bad. I just know I survived. And I do not know why I survived and your brother did not. You survived because you were better that day. War is mathematics. You solved equation better. No pride in this, no shame in this, just truth. They stood together 1 hour, two former enemies, both broken by same war, both trying to rebuild. Klaus's final words: I hope you find peace. I hope your hands do not shake anymore. They still shake sometimes. Mine too. They never met again. But Tommy kept the encounter in memory. First time he felt someone understood. Army Historical Division contacted Tommy. Request: donate modified Garand to National Museum of United States Army. Tommy agreed. He reassembled rifle one final time. 24 years disassembled. Every modification still intact. Museum display, 1995 to present. Plaque reads, Modified M1 Garand Rifle, used by Corporal Thomas Chen, USA. Hurtgen Forest, 1944 to 1945. 312 confirmed enemy kills. 36 enemy snipers eliminated. This rifle was modified using watch parts, tank components, salvaged materials. Represents American ingenuity under combat conditions. Donated by Corporal Chen, Aheen 94. Tommy, age 78, still teaching precision shooting seminars. Notable students over decades. Former students became SWAT snipers, Army Scout snipers, Olympic shooters, firearms instructors. His philosophy spread: perfect tool plus imperfect user equals failure. Imperfect tool plus perfect user equals success. Master yourself. Master anything. These phrases became doctrine. Students remembered him, sent letters, sent photos of children, sent news of achievements, said thank you. Tommy kept letters. These were his legacy.
Not 312 kills. His legacy was students, was lives improved, was knowledge transmitted. Military historian interviewed Tommy. Age 93. Do you regret your service? I regret war existed. I regret 312 people died because I was good at killing. I do not regret doing my job. Soldiers do not choose wars. Soldiers fight wars. I fought, I killed, I survived. Regret is luxury. I had duty. I did duty. What do you want people to remember? Not me. Remember that ordinary people do extraordinary things when necessary. I was watchmaker's son. War made me sniper. War ended. I became gunsmith. Tools change. Precision endures. That is what I want remembered. Precision endures. Tommy Chen died peacefully in sleep. Age 99. His rifle. Still displayed National Museum of United States Army. Viewed by thousands annually. His methods. Still taught to Army snipers. His philosophy incorporated into training. His students, now teaching next generation. Chain unbroken. His story, largely unknown outside military history circles. Until now. Thomas Chen killed 312 enemy soldiers in 7 months. He did it with rifle modified using watch parts, with scope built from garbage, with hands trained since childhood for precision. He struggled with PTSD for 70 years. He found reconciliation with his enemy's brother. He taught thousands of students. He proved that precision matters more than equipment, and for decades almost nobody knew his name. Now you do. If this story moved you, like and subscribe. We bring you stories like this every week. Forgotten warriors, ordinary Americans solving impossible problems. Drop a comment. Where are you watching from? Did you serve? What branch? Do you know stories of battlefield innovation to Corporal Thomas Chen? And every warrior who proved that when you cannot get better tools, you become a better craftsman. We remember. We honor your service. Because precision endures. Tommy could not be watchmaker, could not be sniper. But he understood precision. He understood tools. He understood that broken things could be rebuilt if you understood how they worked. His father knew this, had known since Tommy returned with crippled hand and haunted eyes. You will find new way, his father said. I found new way after Shanghai, after Japanese occupation, after losing everything. You will too. Give time. Give patience. Give discipline. Tommy did not believe him, but he had nowhere else to go. No other options. No other future visible through fog of trauma and alcohol and nightmares. His father made decision for him. May 1946. His father brought home rifle. Remington 700, hunting rifle, civilian weapon. Placed it on workbench in back room. Customer bring rifle. Trigger terrible. You fix. Tommy stared at rifle. Stared at his father. I cannot repair watches. How can I repair rifles? Rifle trigger is not watch. Rifle trigger is simple mechanism. 3 parts. Sear, spring, housing. You understand mechanism.
You understand precision. You can fix. My hand. Your right hand works. Your left hand holds. Your mind works. Your mind is tool, not hand. Mind. Tommy picked up the rifle. His right hand was steady. His left hand was weak but functional for holding, for supporting, for basic tasks. He disassembled the trigger mechanism. 3 main parts. Simple compared to watch. No hairsprings, no balance wheels, no jeweled bearings, just metal and springs and leverage. He examined the sear. Rough machining, factory tolerance. Same problems as military rifles, same solutions applicable. He worked for 6 hours. Right hand doing precision work, left hand supporting, adapting, finding new ways to hold, to position, to assist. At hour 6, he reassembled the trigger. Dry-fired, glass smooth, 2.8 pounds pull, 0 creep, perfect break. His father fired the rifle next day.
Returns smiling. Customer very happy. Says best trigger he ever felt. Asks if you do more work. I say yes. I say yes, I say yes. You are now gunsmith, not watchmaker. Gunsmith. Same precision, different scale, same discipline. You can do this. Tommy looked at his hands. Right hand steady, left hand crippled but functional. Maybe I can do this. Not maybe. Can. You can do this. Tommy apprenticed under Robert Morrison. No relation to Captain Morrison or Sergeant Morrison. Just coincidence of common name. Master gunsmith in Oakland. 68 years old. Worked on firearms since 1901. 50 years of experience. Building rifles, repairing rifles, understanding rifles at fundamental level. Morrison saw potential in Tommy. Saw watchmaker precision applied to firearms. Saw discipline. Saw focus. Saw young man trying to rebuild himself. You have good hands, Morrison said first day. 1 excellent hand, 1 adequate hand. Together they make good gunsmith hands. You will learn.
Tommy learned. Year 1. Basic gunsmithing, barrel fitting, stock work, bluing, finishing, foundation skills, building understanding of rifles as complete systems. Year 2. Action work, blueprinting receivers, truing bolt faces, timing extractors, precision machining adapted to firearms. Year 3. Trigger work. This was Tommy's specialty. Watchmaker knowledge directly applicable. Sear geometry, spring tension, engagement surfaces. Took naturally to trigger work like breathing. Year 4. Custom builds, combining all skills, building rifles from components, selecting parts, fitting parts, creating harmonious systems, rifles that shot 1-inch groups at 300 meters, precision rifles, sniper rifles, rifles that worked. Year 5. Advanced techniques, metal treatment, stress relief, barrel lapping, crown cutting, the subtle details that separated good rifles from exceptional rifles. Morrison taught more than gunsmithing. Taught business, customer relations, pricing,
Marketing. How to build reputation. How to survive as independent craftsmen. You will open own shop, Morrison said year 4. You have skill, you have discipline, you have knowledge, you need confidence. Confidence comes from experience. Experience comes from work. Keep working. December 1951. Morrison died. Heart attack. 73 years old. Worked until last day. Died at workbench. Rifle half finished. Tommy finished the rifle. Delivered to customer. Told customer about Morrison. Customer paid double. Said Morrison deserved memorial. Tommy agreed. Morrison left Tommy his tools in will. Complete machining setup. Lathes, mills, grinders, files, measuring instruments. 50 years of accumulated tools. Legacy passed to next generation. Tommy cried at funeral. Second time crying since war. First time was returning home with broken hand. Second time was losing mentor. Man who gave him purpose, gave him path, gave him future. Morrison's last words to Tommy 3 days before death. You are ready. Open shop. Build reputation. Teach others. Pass knowledge forward. This is how craft survives. Through transmission. Tommy opened shop in San Francisco. Small storefront on Geary Street. 2 rooms, sales front, workshop back. Same layout as father's watch shop. Familiar pattern. Comfortable pattern. Sign outside. Simple. Professional. Chen's Precision. Firearms. Custom trigger work. Precision rifle builds gunsmithing services. First month. 3 customers. Word of mouth from Morrison's former clients. They tested new shop. Brought simple jobs. Scope mounting. Sight adjustment. Basic work. Tommy delivered perfection. Every job completed beyond expectation. Scopes mounted precisely level. Sights adjusted to exact 0. Basic work done with master craftsman attention. Customers noticed. Customers returned. Customers referred. Second month, 8 customers. Third month, 15 customers.
By month 6, backlog was 3 weeks. By month 12, backlog was 2 months. Tommy's specialty became legendary. Trigger work. Watchmaker precision applied to triggers. Customers came from across California, across western states, eventually across country. Police departments sent duty rifles. Competition shooters sent target rifles. Hunters sent custom rifles. Military armorers sent personal rifles. Everyone seeking same thing. Perfect trigger. Glass smooth, consistent, reliable. Tommy delivered. His reputation built on one principle: absolute precision. Zero tolerance for adequate when perfect was possible. Same principle his father taught. Same principle that kept him alive in Hurtgen Forest. Now applied to building rather than destroying. Prices were fair. Not cheap, not expensive. Fair. Customers paid for precision, paid for reliability, paid for Tommy's knowledge and skill and discipline. No complaints about price, only praise for results. By 1955, Chen's Precision Firearms was profitable, sustainable, growing. Tommy hired first assistant, young veteran, Korean War, looking for purpose. Tommy taught him, taught precision, taught discipline, taught craft. By 1960, 3 assistants. By 1970, 5 assistants. By 1980, shop moved to larger location, more space, more equipment, more capacity. But same standards, same precision, same discipline. Police sergeant walked into shop. SFPD. Name was Rodriguez. 42 years old, 20 years service. Competent officer, average shooter. Chen. I heard you were sniper in war. Yes. Army. European theater. Department wants to improve SWAT marksmanship. Needs instructor. Someone who knows precision shooting, not just target shooting. Precision shooting. Life and death shooting. You interested? Tommy hesitated. Teaching meant revisiting war, meant remembering, meant confronting what he tried to forget. But Morrison's words echoed. Teach others. Pass knowledge forward. This is how craft survives. What would I teach? Whatever you think they need to know. Department gives you free hand. You design course. You set standards. You teach your way. When start next month. Weekends, 4 hours per session, 12 sessions, 15 students. You interested? Tommy thought about Kowalski, about Rivera, about Henderson, about all the Americans who died because equipment failed or training failed or discipline failed, about all the Americans who lived because someone taught them properly. I am interested. I will teach them precision, real precision, not target shooting, combat precision. 15 SFPD officers, all male, ages 25 to 45, all competent shooters, all qualified marksmen. None understood precision. Tommy stood before them at range, spoke quietly, forced them to listen, forced them to focus. I am Chen. I was Army sniper. European theater. 312 confirmed kills. I am not here to teach you to kill 300 people. I am here to teach you precision. Precision saves lives. Your lives. Citizen lives. Criminal lives that do not need to be taken if first shot is precise. Shooting is not talent. Shooting is not gift. Shooting is precision. Precision is discipline. Discipline can be learned. I will teach you discipline. You will learn precision, or you will fail this course. Questions? No questions. They sensed this was different from normal training. This was serious. This was real. Tommy taught them his father's principles. Adapted to shooting. Your mind controls your body. Your body controls your rifle. Your rifle delivers precision. Chain cannot be broken. Broken link means failure. Failure means death. Yours or others. We start with breathing. Cannot shoot precisely if breathing is chaos. We master breathing first. 4 hours on breathing. Just breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Natural respiratory pause. Moment of stillness. Moment when body is calm. This is when you shoot. This moment only. Students thought he was crazy. 4 hours on breathing. This was waste of time, but by session end they understood. Their groups tightened. Their consistency improved, not from better trigger control, not from better sight alignment, from better breathing, from discipline. Next session, trigger control, glass, smooth press, surprise break, not jerking, not slapping, pressing, consistently, like adjusting watch regulator, smooth, controlled, precise. Session 3, sight alignment, not enough to put front sight on target, must understand eye relief, must understand parallax, must understand focus. Precision was details,
Details were everything. Session 4. Position. Body mechanics. Bone support versus muscle tension. Natural point of aim. Let body find position. Do not force position. Session 5 through 12. Integration. Combining skills. Building complete system.
Mind and body and rifle working as single unit. Precision as outcome of discipline. Final qualification. 100-yard target. 5 shots. Cold bore. No warm-up. No sight-in. Just execute. Apply training. Deliver precision. 15 students. 12 passed. 3 failed. Tommy did not care about feelings. Cared about standards. 3 who failed were dangerous to themselves and others. Would be dangerous on street. Better they know now than discover during crisis. 12 who passed averaged 2-inch groups cold bore. Better than most SWAT snipers in country. After 12 sessions. After Tommy's teaching. Rodriguez was amazed. Chen, how did you do this? How did you take average shooters and make them expert shooters in 12 sessions? I did not make them expert. I taught them discipline. They made themselves expert through discipline. I just showed them path. They walked path. Department wants you to teach more classes. Every 6 months. New students. You willing? Yes.
I will teach. This is how knowledge survives. Through transmission. Tommy taught for 65 years. Started age 28, continued until age 93, taught over 3,000 students over 6 decades. Students became SWAT snipers, military snipers, Olympic competitors, firearms instructors. They taught others. Chain unbroken. Knowledge transmitted forward through generations. His philosophy spread throughout law enforcement and military communities. His methods were adopted, modified, adapted. But core principles remained. Shooting is precision. Precision is discipline. Anyone can learn discipline. Mind controls body. Body controls rifle. Rifle delivers precision. Perfect tool plus imperfect user equals failure. Imperfect tool plus perfect user equals success. These phrases became mantras, repeated by students, taught to their students, spread across shooting community. Tommy's philosophy without Tommy's name attached. He preferred this, did not want fame. Wanted knowledge to spread, wanted precision to endure. Students remembered him, sent letters for decades, thanked him, told him how training saved their lives, saved others' lives, made them better officers, better soldiers, better people. Tommy kept every letter, filed by year, hundreds of letters, thousands of letters eventually. These were his real legacy. Not 312 kills, not longest shot, not modified rifle. His legacy was knowledge transmitted, lives improved, precision preserved. One letter stood out. Received 1987. Corporal Chen. You don't know me, but you taught my father in 1953. SFPD. He taught me your methods. I became Army sniper. Served Iraq 1991. Your teaching saved my life multiple times. Wanted you to know your knowledge passes forward. 3 generations now. You to my father to me to my students. Precision endures. Captain James Morrison, U.S. Army Ret. Tommy cried reading this. 3rd time crying since war, not from sadness. From understanding that precision truly endured. That knowledge transmitted properly could survive generations. That teaching mattered more than killing. He wrote back. Captain Morrison. Your father was good student, disciplined, focused. Not surprised he taught you well. Not surprised you serve with distinction. Continue teaching. Pass knowledge forward. This is how craft survives. Through transmission. Precision endures. Tommy Chen. The Klaus Becker encounter was watershed moment. Before Arlington. Tommy carried guilt. 312 people dead. 312 families destroyed. 312 futures erased. Weight was crushing. Klaus gave him different perspective. You were both tools. War made you fight. Leaders choose war. Soldiers fight war. Both of us lose. This was liberation, not absolution. Tommy did not seek absolution, but liberation from believing he was monster. Liberation from believing killing made him evil. He was tool, used by circumstances, used by necessity, used by war. Tools are not evil. Tools are not good. Tools simply function. What matters is what tools become when war ends. Tommy became builder, became teacher, became transmitter of knowledge. The same precision that killed 312 people now saved thousands of lives through teaching, through building reliable firearms, through spreading discipline. Klaus's question haunted him in good way. What do tools become when war ends? Answer revealed itself slowly. Tools become whatever wielder makes them become. Tommy chose to build, chose to teach, chose to create rather than destroy. This was his answer. This was his redemption. Not from guilt, from purposelessness. After Arlington, nightmares decreased. Not disappeared, but decreased. PTSD remained, would always remain. But intensity reduced, frequency reduced. Tommy found peace. Not complete peace, but enough peace to function, to live, to contribute.
He told his wife about Arlington, about Klaus, about conversation. She listened. She understood. She had lived with his trauma for 40 years, watched him struggle, supported him through darkness. "I am glad you found him," she said. "I am glad you talked. You needed this. You needed to know you are not monster. I always knew. Now you know too." Tommy held her, grateful for patience, for support, for love that endured through his brokenness. When Army Historical Division requested rifle donation, Tommy initially refused. Rifle should be destroyed. Rifle killed 312 people, should not be honored, should be forgotten. But his wife disagreed. Rifle also saved American lives. Rifle represents innovation, represents surviving impossible situation, represents who you were, who you are. Rifle is history. History should be preserved. Tommy reconsidered. She was right. Rifle was artifact, was evidence, was teaching tool. Museum visitors could learn from Rifle. Learn that ordinary people do extraordinary things under pressure. Learn that innovation beats equipment. Learn that precision matters. He reassembled Rifle one final time. April 1994. First time touching it since March 1946. 48 years apart. Parts were still organized on workbench in shop. Stored in special drawer. Never moved. Never touched. Preserved exactly as disassembled. His hands shook now. Not from trauma, from age. 69 years old. Hands worn from 50 years of gunsmithing. Arthritis setting in. Tremor permanent now, but still functional, still capable. Took 8 hours to reassemble. Careful, methodical, remembering each modification, each improvisation, each desperate solution to impossible problem. Watch mainspring trigger. Still functional. Brass had tarnished. Steel had surface rust, but mechanically sound. Trigger still broke glass smooth at 2.2 pounds. Ball bearing bushings. Still precise. No wear. Hardened steel lasted forever. Dental floss connectors. Rotted away. Gone. Tommy replaced with new dental floss. Same material. Same technique. Maintained historical accuracy. Homemade scope. Destroyed in combat. Tommy included original unearthed scope for display, with note explaining homemade scope construction, with diagrams, with photographs. So visitors understood innovation. He delivered Rifle to museum personally. May 1994. Ceremony. Press coverage. Recognition. Tommy never wanted. Corporal Chen. "What do you want people to know about this rifle? Rifle is not special. I am not special. Circumstances were special. Circumstances forced innovation. Anyone facing death innovates. Anyone desperate enough finds solutions. Rifle proves that equipment does not determine outcome. Skill determines outcome. Discipline determines outcome. Precision determines outcome. Do you regret the killing? I regret war existed. I do not regret doing my job. Soldiers do not choose wars. Soldiers fight wars. I fought. I survived. 312 people died. Some number of Americans lived. Cannot calculate if balance is good or bad. Can only know I did my duty with tools available." Museum director asked if Tommy would donate other items. Notebook, photographs, personal effects. Tommy refused. Rifle is enough. Rifle tells story. Rest is personal. Stays personal. Director respected this. Installed Rifle with dignity, with respect, with historical accuracy. Plaque was simple, factual. No glorification, no condemnation, just truth. Modified M1 Garand rifle, used by Corporal Thomas Chen, USA. Hurtgen Forest, 1944 to 1945. 312 confirmed enemy kills. 36 enemy snipers eliminated. Longest confirmed kill, 823 meters. This rifle was modified using watch parts, tank components, salvaged materials. Represents American ingenuity under combat conditions. Donated by Corporal Chen, 1994. Tommy visited museum once after installation. Stood before Rifle. Looked at it for 30 minutes. Silent. Remembering. Processing. His wife stood beside him. Held his hand. His right hand. The steady one. The one that pulled trigger. The one that built precision. The one that survived. "You made peace with it," she asked. "I made peace with it," Tommy confirmed.
Rifle was tool. I was user. Together we did what was necessary. Now Rifle teaches. I teach. We both still serve, just differently. They walked away. Tommy never returned to museum. Did not need to. Rifle was past. Teaching was present. Legacy was future. Tommy taught his last class 2018. Age 93. Body failing. Mind sharp. Hands shaking badly now, but voice steady. Knowledge intact. 15 students. Police and military. Young enough to be his great-grandchildren. They gathered to learn from legend. From man who existed in stories, who seemed mythical, who proved to be human. Tommy could not demonstrate now, could not show proper position, proper sight picture. Proper trigger control? Body was too broken. Hands shook too much. But he could teach principles, could explain mechanics, could transmit knowledge through words and diagrams and patient instruction. Shooting is precision. Precision is discipline. Discipline is choice. Every day you choose discipline or chaos. Choose discipline. Choose precision. Choose excellence. This is how you survive. This is how you serve. This is how you honor craft. Students listened, absorbed, learned, not from demonstration, from wisdom, from lived experience, from 6 decades of teaching distilled to core principles. Final day, final words to final students. I am 93 years old. I killed 312 people in war. I taught 3,000 people in peace. Which number matters more, I do not know. But I know teaching felt better than killing. Building felt better than destroying. Creating felt better than ending. You have choice. You have discipline. You have training. Use them well. Serve with honor. Return home safely. Teach others someday. Pass knowledge forward. This is how precision endures. This is my last class, my last teaching, my last transmission of knowledge. But knowledge does not end with me. Knowledge continues through you, through your students, through generations. Precision endures. Make it endure. This is your duty now. He shook hands with each student. His right hand still functioned, still conveyed strength despite age, despite damage, despite everything. Students left transformed. They had met legend, found human, learned that legends were just people who chose discipline when others chose chaos, chose precision when others chose adequate, chose to continue when others quit. This was Tommy's final lesson, most important lesson. Not about shooting, about living, about choosing, about enduring. Tommy Chen died in sleep, December 18, 2024, age 99, 79 years after last shot fired in combat. 79 years of peace after 7 months of war, his wife found him. Peaceful, no pain, no struggle, just stopped. Heart finally rested after 99 years, after 312 kills, after 3,000 students, after lifetime of precision. Funeral was small, family only, few surviving students, few old customers. Press wanted coverage. Family refused. Tommy hated publicity, would hate funeral publicity even more. But shooting community mourned. Police departments flew flags half-staff. Military bases held moments of silence. Shooting ranges closed for day in respect. Social media filled with tributes. From students of students. From people Tommy never met who learned from his methods, his philosophy, his principles. R.I.P. Tommy Chen. Taught my grandfather. Grandfather taught my father. Father taught me. 4 generations of precision shooters because of one watchmaker from Chinatown. Chen's precision firearms closed today. End of era. End of best trigger work in America. Tommy's standards will never be matched. Rest easy, master craftsman. Saw his rifle at museum. Read his story. Cried. Ordinary man. Extraordinary circumstances. Chose to build after war. Chose to teach. Chose life over death. This is heroism. Final class 2018. Age 93. Hands shaking. Mind sharp. Taught us that precision is choice. Excellence is choice. Discipline is choice. Changed my life. Changed my career. Changed who I am. Thank you, Corporal Chen. His wife lived 2 more years. Died 2026. Age 96. They were buried together. Military Cemetery, San Francisco. Simple graves. Simple markers. Thomas Chen, CPL, U.S. Army, 1925 to 2024. Precision endures. His children donated his shop tools to vocational school, his notebooks to museum, his teaching materials to law enforcement training centers, his legacy distributed, preserved, continued. Chen's precision firearms closed, building sold, became coffee shop. Ironic. Place where precision was built became place where people gathered, talked, connected, maybe appropriate, Tommy built precision, but also built community, built students, built relationships. Coffee shop owner kept sign, hung it inside, with plaque explaining history. Customers saw it, asked questions, learned story. Tommy's legacy continued through unexpected means. Tommy's grandson, Michael Chen, age 24, Marine Corps, Scout Sniper, graduated top of sniper school, natural precision shooter. Genetics, perhaps. Training, certainly. Grandfather's teaching through family transmission. Michael received package after grandfather's death. Lawyer delivered it. Instructions were specific. Open after burial. Open alone. Private transmission. Inside was notebook. Tommy's original notebook from Hurtgen Forest. The one with trigger specifications. Scope calculations. Kill records. Observations. Solutions. Also letter. Written 2023. Year before death. Tommy knew end was near. Wrote final words to grandson who followed his path. Michael, you became sniper. I tried to discourage this. Not because sniping is wrong, because killing changes you. 312 people. I remember everyone. You will too. Every face, every shot, every calculation that ended life. But you chose this path. You have talent, have discipline, have precision. You will be excellent sniper. This worries me and makes me proud simultaneously. So I give you my notebook. Not as instruction, as warning, as perspective, as truth. Read my notes, see my calculations. Understand that killing is mathematics, is geometry, is physics applied to ending human life. This is truth, uncomfortable truth, but truth. Also understand that after killing comes living. War ends. Then what? What do you become after being weapon? I became teacher, became builder, chose to create after destroying, chose to preserve life after ending life. This saved me, gave me purpose, gave me peace. Not complete peace, but enough. You will face this choice. After war, after service, after killing is done. What will you become? Choose carefully, choose wisely, choose life over death, choose building over destroying, choose teaching over silence. Precision endures, but precision serves life best. Remember this. Your grandfather, Tommy Chen. Michael read letter 3 times, cried, understood. Grandfather was not discouraging him, was preparing him, was giving him wisdom earned through 79 years of living after 7 months of killing. Michael kept notebook, kept letter, made decision, after service, after deployment, after whatever killing necessity required. He would teach, would build, would transmit knowledge forward, would honor grandfather's legacy properly, not by killing 312 people, by teaching 3,000 people, by choosing life, by choosing precision, by choosing to endure. This was Tommy's final victory. Knowledge transmitted even after death. Legacy continued. Precision endured. Today, Tommy's rifle sits in museum, viewed by thousands annually, teaching through existence, proving innovation beats equipment, proving discipline beats resources, proving ordinary people are capable of extraordinary achievement. Today, his methods are taught at military sniper schools, police academies, training centers worldwide. His philosophy is doctrine. His principles are foundation. Today, his students teach new generations, chain unbroken, knowledge transmitted, precision preserved. Today, his story is told, remembered, honored. Thomas Chen, watchmaker, sniper, gunsmith, teacher, survivor. He proved that tools become whatever wielder chooses to make them become. He chose to build, to teach, to preserve, to endure. He proved that precision matters more than equipment, that discipline matters more than talent, that choice matters more than circumstance. He proved that one person, one ordinary person, can change thousands of lives through teaching, through persistence, through refusing to accept that broken means finished. He was broken, by war, by killing, by trauma. But he rebuilt himself, became different tool, served different purpose, lived different life. And in living differently, he proved that heroism is not killing well. Heroism is living well after killing is done. This is his legacy. This is his lesson. This is why his story matters. Because precision endures, because knowledge endures, because ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things, because broken tools can be rebuilt, because life continues after war, because teaching matters more than killing, because legacy is measured not in deaths caused but in lives improved, because Tommy Chen existed, fought, survived, taught, built, endured, and because now you know his story, share it, remember it, honor it, and if you ever face impossible circumstances, broken equipment,
Desperate situation. Remember Tommy. Remember that innovation beats resources, discipline beats talent, precision beats chaos. Remember that ordinary people contain extraordinary capability. Remember that you can adapt, can overcome, can survive. Remember that after surviving, you choose what you become, choose to build, choose to teach, choose life, choose